Breaking news, federal prosecutors in former President Donald Trump's classified documents case are expected to discuss a motion pushing for a limited gag order in that case on the former president. Adding to the gag order out of New York, let's bring in constitutional law attorney and Fox News contributor Jonathan Turley, also the author of the new book, The Indispensable Right, Free Speech in an Age of Rage. Jonathan, congratulations on the book, and boy, it does fit in a lot of different categories. We're talking about another gag order here. This one dealing with the Mar-a-Lago raid, where the special counsel would like the former president to stop complaining about the Mar-a-Lago raid, essentially.
Right. And it really is, unfortunately, exactly what the book is talking about, that there is this anti-free speech culture that's taken hold of the government, academia. What what Jack Smith is arguing here is really alarming. That is, this is far outside the navigational beacons for a proper gag orders. He's saying, I want to gag the leading presidential candidate from criticizing the department, criticizing the FBI. I mean, just try to get your mind around that. But this, unfortunately, has been the signature of Jack Smith, who seems to believe, as Oscar Wilde did, that nothing succeeds like excess. And he's had this problem before of appetite. That is, he goes too far. He was rejected by the Supreme Court on a unanimous basis. This is where it plays to his weakness. The judge should reject this motion with a rather stern opinion, saying, we don't do that. It's not the job of the court to keep people from criticizing your department in an election where your department is one of the central issues.
Right. Now, is it standard protocol for the FBI to be armed in these searches? Yes. Have some people said some very, over-the-top things about what that meant, like there was a plan to go after the former president? Yes, that's wrong. But does it prevent the former president from complaining about the raid overall? It seems like, number one, candidates have a lot of leeway in political speech. Number two, we're in the middle of a presidential election, just months away from where the American public is going to decide, and we're not sure that this case is going to be heard before the election.
That's right, Brett. And when the president made the argument that this was a threat against his life, at Fox, many of us went on the air and said, look, this is a standard part of these search warrants. And so that's free speech. You can, it doesn't guarantee you won't have bad speech. It guarantees you'll have better speech. We can correct the record. We can challenge these things. But there's a great deal in this election that President Trump is trying to talk about, and he has a legitimate interest. What happened in Manhattan was a political prosecution, and he should be able to speak on that. And yet the Manhattan judge is keeping that gag order in place long after the verdict has come in and the jury has gone out. And so he's also exercising a type of throttle control over the leading presidential candidate in this election.
All right, Jonathan Turley, as always, thank you.
Hey everyone, I'm Emily Campagno. Catch me and my co-hosts Harris Faulkner and Kaylee McEnany on Outnumbered every weekday at 12 p.m. Eastern, or set your DVR. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page for daily highlights.